So I was not doing something new. It's all normal concepts about table. That's it, right? Only the way I was doing was a bit different because this is a different system. That's all. Okay. So now till previous class, when we started with from the time we started with the database of learning database of HANA, we learned about schema and tables. How do we create row store table, column store table? How do we drop the table? How do we alter the table and different options of the table like unload priority, setting up auto merge or disabling auto merge, partitioning of a table. This is what we've been seeing. Now let's focus on views first. Database views. It's common. Like any database would have this concept of what? Views. Even if you're an ABAPer, you should know about database views. In SC11 you create. Same. Now why do we go for database view? Does your view hold data physically in it? No. So ultimately the physical storage will be only a physical table. Unable to see your screen. Can you, Varun, can you just log out and log in again? I think it's already shared. Everyone is, I think Varun, you might be using different link. Just cross check and connect from the correct link. Yeah? Okay. So when you say database, basically, let's say the data what you want is spread across tables, and you would like to view as a single table, a single view of the data coming from multiple tables, and I would like to join those tables. That's it. That is a view, and view will be virtual. There is no data physically stored. At the runtime, when I try to see the content of the view, it basically does read data from the base tables and give it to you. So basically, you're going to consider tables, join them, and project the columns what you want to provide a view for the customer or business. Okay, that is your database view. Now, if you go to your schema and you see a folder, what is it? Views, and this is where we're going to have all the views. Database. See, HANA modeling view is different. Attribute view, analytical view, calculation view. Those are HANA modeling content. Those are different. And what I'm dealing here now is with normal database view. Yeah? Okay. Now let me take a scenario. Let's say I have this cubex schema and I have two tables. I have in cubex schema, I have a table called STS dim customer 2 with these columns in it. Customer ID and then city ID, country ID, region, company name, city name, country name, region. Company name is nothing but name of my customer. So I see customer ID being primary key. For each record, it represents one unique customer. So this is the customer ID, the name, city, country, and region in this table. And I have another table called fact customer order table. There's another table called fact customer order of the same schema. And I have different columns like this. And in this, it does store all the sales transactions. And each transaction is represented with one order ID. Like every sales transaction would have unique order ID. And one order might be dealing with multiple products. Say when you get an order from a customer, can you place with multiple items in it? So item level data. Okay. So I've got a sales order relevant to which product it is, and do you know which customer is it? So you see customer ID here. which tells me who was the customer who placed an order for me. This order was placed by which customer. And if I go to I get to see the net sales of the order, and I also see the quantity of the order. What is the total? Let's not worry about the quantity. Let's worry about only this net sales of the order. So what is the total sale value of the order? So if I go to this table, I get the customer details saying city, region, and country. And from this table, I would see the transactions performed by customer and their corresponding net sales of the order or value of the order. So I would like to have a single view saying for a particular country or region or a city or a customer, what's my net sales? That's the point. So I have net sales in one table. I have customer details in one table. I would like to combine both, join both these tables and provide a view. Yeah, he's saying should when you want to build a view, should you have the common field? See, it's not about having a common field. Field name could be different, but the data element should match. For example, let's say in this table, I have the column name as customer CNO, and in this table I have customer ID. I can still go over joining them because the content of the columns are same. It doesn't mean that I need to have the column name should be same. Customer ID, both the tables need not have the same name of the column as customer ID, customer ID. In one table, I can have customer ID. In the other table, it can be represented as Kunnar, KUNNR. I can still join them. So column name same guys. The content of the column, the data element of the columns must match. That's where it satisfies the join content. Otherwise, here you'll have different set of numbers. Here you'll have different set of numbers, and there's no results you get. Column names could be different, but the data element, the content of the columns must match. That makes sense for joining those columns. Yeah, values. Yeah, good. Got the requirement. So now let's see how do we build this view. So when it comes to building the database view, I can create this database view either with UI, user interface, or I can also create with SQL statement. I can also use SQL statement to create a view, or I can also create it with the UI bus. Yeah. Now just select this. How do we create? Now select the views folder, right click, and say what? New view. Within the schema, you'll have the views. I'm slow, okay? In the schema folder, you would have a subfolder called view. Just in the context menu of it, you would find option called what? New view, yeah. And that is it. From here you can start. Now, what is it now? Tell me. It should be self-explanatory. You should start learning that way. మనం బట్టి కొట్టకూడదు చూసి అర్థమైపోతుండాలి. What is it now? Name of the view. I can say cust sales. Yeah. I'm saying this is my cust sales is my view. And what is this? Under which schema is this view being created? And you have a canvas here where basically you have to start inserting the tables, what you would like to leverage in building this view. So I just wanted to build a view on STS dim customer 2 and fact customer order. So I would say right click on this here and say in the canvas, just right click, say insert and say what? Tables. And it does open up a dialog box where I can choose which table I would like to insert into it. This is the one way of doing it. Or even I can use this, drop down this and say what? Even here I can see insert table. Either ways you can do it. Okay, boss? Okay, good. Now right click and say insert and say table. So I would, you are trying to select a table from which schema is it? Drop down and say select what? Cubex. And from this Cubex, which one is it? PQRS STS dim customer 2 is fine. This is one table, yeah. And I want one more table. So insert table. Again, from the second table is also from what? Cubex schema, which is F. Fact customer order. Say okay. So I get both these tables out. So I've got both the tables first. Now it could be multiple tables. Need not be that you have only two tables. You can also include multiple tables also. Now, once you bring in the tables into the canvas, you'll have to establish a join between this, saying let's say this is table 1, let's say this is table 2. Table 1 dot which field should be joined to table 2 dot which field. Can I have joining on multiple fields also? Possible, but in this case we just leveraging only single field to be joined. Now what is my join condition was, from the dim customer 2 I have customer details and I've got fact customer. So you should understand the logic like this. So basically I'm leveraging this table called fact customer, which has got customer ID, and to get the more details of customer based on this customer ID, I'm trying to get into the different table. So what you do is try selecting this customer ID and try joining from there to this. అంటే నాకు మెయిన్ టేబుల్ ఫ్యాక్ట్ కస్టమర్, ఆ టేబుల్ డేటాలో నెట్ సేల్స్ నాకు కావాలి, కానీ దాంట్లో కస్టమర్ డీటెయిల్స్ లేదు కాబట్టి కస్టమర్ డీటెయిల్స్ కోసం వేరే టేబుల్కి వెళ్తున్నాను. అంటే ఫ్యాక్ట్ కస్టమర్ నుంచి ఆ టేబుల్ కనెక్షన్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్. అందుకని డోంట్ డ్రాగ్ ఇట్ ఫ్రమ్ కస్టమర్ టు ఫ్యాక్ట్. Understand the logic. I actually wanted to see net sales with customer details. So net sales is my fact. Fact నుంచి కస్టమర్ డీటెయిల్స్ కోసం కస్టమర్ టేబుల్ జాయిన్ చేయాలి. అంటే ఫ్యాక్ట్ టేబుల్ నుంచి కస్టమర్ లింక్ చేయాలి. డ్రాగ్ ఇటు నుంచి అటు డ్రాగ్ చేస్తే కరెక్ట్ ప్రాసెస్ అన్నట్టు. దట్ ఈస్ వన్. సో యూ కెన్ డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ అండ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ జాయిన్ అండ్ దెన్ ఇట్ లాస్ట్ హియర్ వాట్ ఇస్ as soon as you have formatted join, what type of join do you want to use? You see none, left, right, full. None is nothing but inner join, left is nothing but left outer join, right is nothing but right outer join, full is full outer join. I'll come to the join types, and suppose this is one way of doing it. I can delete the join. Okay, you can also say drop down and say what insert join. It will ask me what is table 1, what is table 2. So first I'll consider my fact customer table, and the right table is say dim customer, and what is the column you want to equate it to? What? Customer ID, and here customer. So this table dot customer ID is equal to what? Table 2 dot customer ID. Okay, so if I just leave it like this with equal to, that is inner join. If I select this as outer, then what happens? This left table outer you're saying, then what happens? It becomes left outer join. If you say right table outer, then it becomes what? Right outer join. If you select outer from both the sides, then it becomes full out. So with the navigation UI, you can also control what type of join you wanted. But now I'm okay with inner join. I'll come. So if it is inner join, what does join type say? None. So now the question is, how does it differ with the join type? When you see inner join, what is the difference between inner join, left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join? Okay. I know most of you know it, but still. Let's say this is table 1 and this table 2. Okay, let's say I've got customers 1, 2, 3. I've got 1, 1 and 2. So if I join these two tables now, based on this customer number column with inner join, what will be the results of the customer? What customers will it bring into the output? So when you see inner join, only the common customers. Now when I say common, what happens? Now there's a customer 1 here and it's got a corresponding entry here, so that will be picked up. I've got customer 2 and it has got common entry of customer 2, even that will be picked up. And every common value will be joined to every record. For example, here I've got customer ID 1, and with the same customer ID 1, I have got multiple entries. So how many joins will it form? 2 entries. So it forms like 1 with 1, sorry, 1 with 1 and 1 with 1 again. And then what? 2 and 2. This is the results you get if it is inner join. So does it result out the customer? Does it result out a customer number 3? Why? It doesn't have a corresponding entry into this. If you look at business perspective here, when they have inner join here, now this view is only going to give you customers who have performed transactions, because this table has got transaction data, fact sales. This table is giving me customer details. Now when you do an inner join, it is only going to return me those customers for which there is transaction. Yes or no? Inner అంటే కామన్, అంటే ఈ టేబుల్ ఉన్న కస్టమర్స్ ఈ టేబుల్లో ఉన్న ఎంట్రీస్ మ్యాచింగ్ ఎంట్రీస్కే రిజల్ట్స్ వస్తాయి అన్నట్టు. So when you say matching enter means what? When I have a customer number here and that is been found here in this table, it means what? He has performed a transaction. So now will this view gives me only those customers who has performed transactions? Yeah. Now I'll say outer here. Now this is my left table. This is my what? Assume this is your left. Yeah. Left, and what is this? Right. And I'm saying left side, I'm saying outer boss. So then that becomes what? Left outer boss. Now when this becomes left outer, what does it mean? It has to bring in common values, same like you'll get exact result of inner join, and also the customers would and unmatched values from the left operand. It does bring in the common values from both the tables like inner join, and also the unmatched values from the left operand. What is left operand here? Left table is what? Customer T1. So what is the T1 here? 3. But it will not find any entry in the other table. So left outer join the common values వస్తాయి inner join లాగా, ప్లస్ లెఫ్ట్ టేబుల్ ఏదైనా అన్మ్యాచ్డ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉంటే కూడా వస్తాయి. అది లెఫ్ట్ అవుటర్ జాయిన్ అన్నమాట. ఓకేనన్నా? Okay, was fine. Same thing if I said this outer for right table, yeah. Now what does this become? Now this is like our right table is with outer, so right outer join. Okay, so what does it become now? When you say right outer join, what again? It does bring in common values, same like inner join, plus unmatched values from the right operand. Now in the right operand, what table do we have? What values which is not matched? 4. But 3 would not come in. 3 is the left outer object. Okay, was? Now when I say full outer means what? Rendu outer. When I say full outer, common values plus unmatched values from the left operand, and also right unmatched values from the right operand also would get. That is full outer. One question. What is your question? Is full outer same as union? Yeah. Is saying is full outer same as union? Yes, obviously. Right? Because it is getting me values from both. Good. Okay, boss. But now I'm okay with inner join because I just wanted to see only those customers for which there is transaction. For example, let's say you have a reporting requirement which says, I would like to see customers who have not performed transactions. If I get a view like this, it is going to show me only those customers for which there is transactions. If we have a reporting requirement which says, I would like to see customer who have not performed transactions also, then what I'll say, I'll go to left outer join, get the view. When you get the view, what happens? For all, you'll see net sales, okay? You'll have value in the net sales for those customers who have performed, and for who have not performed, you'll see net sales as what? 0. From this, then I can apply filter saying where net sales is 0, then that will be listing out only those customers who have not performed transaction. First of all, I'll go with left outer join, which will be listing me out every customer, whether it's performed transaction or not, and you have net sales. But net sales would have value only for those customers who have performed transactions. Who has not performed, net sales would be what? 0. From this, you will say where net sales is 0. Then what happens? So those are the customers who have never performed the transactions. And if they still ask you a question saying, I just want to see only those customers who have not performed transaction for a given month, then what? Same logic, again you'll have one more filter where saying where so and month is equal to so and so on. You getting this? Yeah. I want this products who has no customer. I want those products who has no customer. No, he's saying question wrong. అనుకున్న మిశ్రా ఉంటాడు. He's saying I want to see customers who have no product, means logically what? No transaction. In fact, in that case, I don't need a join. I can just get to the table. I can say, show me the list of records where my product, where product is blank. Without product, generally you don't have a customer. Generally, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now, once you have established join all this, now I just have to specify the projection list from these two tables. Which columns do you want to project it to the view? I would like to go with company name, select. Okay, then I want city name, select. I want country name, select. Then I want region name, select. From here I want the net sales. That's fine. If you still want, you can give a different name. You want to do sorting, all those stuff can be done for the columns. I'm okay with this. And just say what? No, activate. When I basically create my view with the UI and activate, is it creating a state? Is it executing a SQL statement saying create view so and so so and so? Yeah. So instead of me going with UI, which actually creates SQL, can I write my own SQL and create view? Even that is possible. There's a bug in it. This is my view. I can right click and say open content. There is no data physically stored in this view. When I try to see the content, it is actually reading data from the base tables and giving it to me. I get to see company name, city, country, region, and then so on. So let me sort it on the country name. That makes sense. Okay, okay. That's fine. You can see the definition, and then now when you say open definition, you see the columns what is been projected out, and in the create statement you can see the SQL statement formulated. Create view so and so. Don't worry about all. This is just projecting. Create view so and so as a sub selector. What is as what? Select column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4 from what? Table 0. Column 5 from what? Table 1. From what? Table 1. Inner join the table 2 and what? This is on join condition. On T1 dot customer is equal to T2 dot customer. Okay, boss. Yeah. Now let's see about creating the view with SQL. If you can really be very strong with select statement, I think the game is done. You can handle anything you want. Let me open the tables again and Cubex. Basically, you wanted to select some columns from this table and you wanted to select some columns from this table and join both of them with what? With what? With customer ID, right? Let's do this. So how do you create a SQL with creating a view bus? Create. What is it you want? Create is a statement to create any database object, any data definition language statement for creating object. You want to create a table, say what? Create table. You want to create a sequence, say create sequence. You want to create a trigger, say create trigger. You want to create a view, say what? Create. Ante. Create view. Tarvata. You want to create a view, and what is the name of the view? Yeah? And you try to qualify the database object with the schema name. You would say 6 cubex dot some say sales SQL view something. I would say this is my view name. Okay, boss. Yeah. And create view so and so, and then start in the parenthesis start specifying the select statement, which should result my view boss. Okay, boss. Now I'll have to formulate a select statement such a way it does bring in columns from both the tables by joining it. How do you write? Select. Just list me out all the columns what we want. What is this from this table? What do you want? Company name. Okay. Select company name. Okay. Comma. Then what? What else you want? From first pick all from one table. Company name. Next, what do you want? City name. But each statement asks a question. You can write anything you can. Yeah. Then what? Then you want from this table you want company name, city name. Then what? Country name. Okay. Region name. Okay, I'm okay with this. 4 columns is fine from this table. And then from this table, what do you want? I wanted to take net sales. Yeah. Okay. What's a net sales? Okay. Select. So you go to select all these columns. Okay. From what? From which table? And you'll use a keyword from class where you say from which tables you want. From which table was? You got table 1 and you got table 2. Let's say. What is first table here? It has to be qualified with the schema name because that's a different schema. So I'll say from. If you don't want to type, I can straight away drag this from what is this? This all it's a table name. Yeah. That is one table. Then what is it? Now you want to get the data read data from this table by joining to what? I want to select columns from table 1 and table 2, and when it comes to reading, I should read from table 1 by joining to different table. Kada? So when it comes to from class, from table 1, join this to different table and give me the results. Yeah. So I'll say from table 1, inner join. What join you want? From this table 1 joining to a different table by inner join to what is the other table was? Fact customer order. Okay. So I'm saying read data from this table by inner joining to this table. Okay. On and we use a keyword on specifying the condition. So you go to read from table 1 inner joining to a different table, table 2, and while performing the join, what it should be my join condition? I specify it with on here. So now in the on join condition, I should write what? Cubex dot sts dim customer 2 dot customer id is equal to cubex dot fat customer order dot customer id. It becomes very big, right? So what I want to do is I just want to give it as alias. This I will name this table as T1. I will name this table as what? T2. So instead of using the complete table name, big name, I can say what? Now the condition is what? T1 dot అనొచ్చు. అంటే మొత్తం table, this is like providing alias name for the table. ఈ table కు group alias name ఇస్తున్నాను, and then I use that saying what? What is my join condition on what? T1 dot customer ID is equal to T2 dot customer ID. Okay. So this is till here is clear now. Now my question is, okay, you said you've given some alias name for dim customer 2 as what? T1 as the name. For fat customer order, you given the name as what? T2. Now you're reading how many columns was? 5. First 4 columns from which table? And 5th column from? అది నీకు తెలుసు, సిస్టమ్ గెట్ తెలుసు, సిస్టమ్ తెలుసు కదా. సో నేను ఏం చేస్తానంటే, బికాస్ అంటే ఇప్పటికేం ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదు. సపోజ్ ద కాలమ్ వాట్ యూర్ సెలెక్టింగ్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఇన్ 2 tables, అది ఏ టేబుల్ తీసుకోవాలి దానికి కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి చెప్పాలి. సో ఐ విల్ సే దిస్ ఇస్ ఫ్రమ్ T1. వాట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ సిటీ నేమ్? City name is also from STS dim customer where the alias name is what? T1. I'll say T1 dot. Then country name కింద was T1 dot. ఇది T1 dot. T1 dot. Net sales E table, and for this table what is the alias name? T2. Okay, boss. Forget about the view. Now this select state. This is my select state. ఇవ్వచ్చు more పెద్దగా ఇస్తాం కదా. Without alias you can still, but ఎక్కడికి T1 వాడుతున్నావు, I must specify this complete name. I must give this complete name here. Okay, forget about the view. This is just my select statement which is resulting me from an inner join on 2 tables. And I'm not creating a view yet. I'm just running only this. This is my normal select statement which I'm running in. Okay. Is it giving me this result? And the result of this select statement, I would like to project it as a view. What are the result I'm getting from this select statement? I would like to project this as a So I'll go to this table and I'll say what. So create view so and so. I can say as. Hmm. Because as is like sub-select I use, okay, as, and then I'm giving a sub-select. So the result of, I'm just going to create a view which will be based on the result of this view. Result of this select statement. Ante. Edundanna. And select this and execute. Done. If that is done, I create my view under which schema was 6 cubics. Refresh. I should have this custom sales SQL view. Right click and say open content. Either you go with UI or this, you get the same things. End user is least bothered whether you're writing in a SQL statement or with UI. Is only bothered is he getting this data or not. This is database view. Can I still go about creating more complex and joining multiple tables first? Okay. Because if you can write these join, I think you can always, suppose if you want it as left out, then what you'll say? Syntax is same. You'll say left outer. That's it. Use this keyword here. If you want right outer, then what you'll write? Right outer. And if you want full outer, you'll say what? Full outer. And you just change the join name. That's it. But other rest of the syntax will still be same. Okay. Look at my two above questions. Okay. I don't want alias. Will not this work? Okay. How many select is working on HANA RAM architecture wise, where it is hitting and how it is fetching? My question is on architect. Please say one line on this. Okay. See, he's saying first question is he's saying, can I write without alias also? You can write. But only thing is you'll have to repeat this name all continuously, saying like this. That's a different table. So. Okay. So in this case, what I'm not using alias name. So what's happening? I am just repeating the same big table name multiple times, which doesn't make you type in lots of stuff. That's the part. Okay, that is one. And this next question I didn't understand. He's asking RAM and how my select is working. Okay. You want to see in fact, he's saying you want to see the execution path of the select statement. How is it reading and all the stuff? Yeah, we can do that. Say this is my select statement. Let's say I want to see it is reading from table 1, table 2, then joining what results are getting. I would like to see the execution path of my select statement. I can see this graphically also. Right click and two ways you can do. One is there's something. What is this here? Visualize plan. When you say visualize plan, it takes me to a different perspective. You like what is perspective here? SAP HANA plan visualization. SAP HANA plan visualizations. You can expand not this completely. You can see this. Look at this flow. How it is showing you, saying it is reading from table 1. How many records? 38,650. And it is reading from table 2. It is reading 120 records. Then join is performed. Then it is resulting out 38,650. Then that and 38,650 records are being projected out. You can see this. This is the execution path of the a view select statement what you have, and what you can do is you can also find the run times at each phase of it also. Select this and say right click and say what execute. I'm going to run this out, and when you go to the executed plan, here you can see the exact run times at each phase also. If you get in, If you go in, step one, reading 120 records. If you just place cursor, it tells you how much time it has taken. Okay, and then just projecting some columns. Then table two. Then you go to the next step of what, working upon data. Then there's one more record added out. Then result assembly records. You see different unique operations being done, and then at each space you can also see details below. Same details you can see below operations. But ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే when you there's something like JE, right? Actually, when it shows an operation with JE, it means it is using join engine. I told you will have some engines like join engine, OLAP engine, and calculus engine. When you see an operation list with JE, it means join engines. This is one way of seeing graphically like this execution path. And one more is you can right click on this and say there's option as what? Explain plan, which tells me the list of operations what it is performing. For example, if you see, it says first two is just reading from table one and what, table two. That is one kind of operation. Each one line is one operation. Then there it is performing a join. Then it's just projecting some columns. So it just shows me list of operations what it is doing in the select statement also. Like this, we can see in depth operations performed within the select statement. Okay. And with that, you can understand the execution part. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Maladha, don't worry about this now. We'll come back to that. You're okay with writing select now? Yeah. I just want to make it next level. If you want make it any of you come till this level, let's touch that also. I have another table called what? What is this? STS dim product. So in the fact customer order, I have product ID. In the fact customer order, I've got product ID, and I have another table called what? Dim product, where the key is what? Product ID. So I can also join those two tables now. And from this, I just want to get the product category name and product name. These two I want. So I would like to join my table even to the product and get some product detail, category name and what? Product name. So now am I joining three tables now? Now, firstly, we have joined this table 1 to table 2, and the results of this join, I would like to join to another table again. Yeah, again what? Inner join. What do you want? You want inner join onto what? Which table is this now? Dim product, table 3. Yeah, confusion ever. So till here you have performed join on two tables. Now the result of this, I would like to join to a different table again. Again, I'll say what? Till here the results should be joined to an inner join with the table 3. Again what? On, what is the join condition? T3. The T3 dot product ID is equal to what? Fat customer product date. So what is my T2? T2 dot. Okay, boss. And you wanted some columns from T3. What is it? T3 dot what? T3 dot category name CATGORY. So this would result to me now data from three tables. Now get category name, product name, and all those stuff. Yeah. 0, 1. So now I'll say this select should be resulting a different view now. And then I'll go to my you'll start seeing this. Okay, boss. And if you want to do some analytics and test it, you can also right click and say there's option. What is it? Open data preview, which helps you to do some analytics. This is not for end user. This is for you to analyze the data, whether my join was fine or not. Company name wise, I would like to see net sales. I would like to see it as a horizontal bar. And I also want to do some sorting on this. And then I just want to see, 1 second. You can do anything, country name, and then you can get that. You can always do that, and let me remove a country name wise makes sense. Okay. At max, how many tables can we create? See, can we create a view on row store table? Yes. See, whenever you say view, you have to be careful saying database view. Your question should be, can I use row store table in creating database view? Yes. But if you ask me, can I use row store table in creating HANA modeling views like analytical view, calculation view, or attribute view? No. Can I use row store table in creating database view? Yes, boss. Can you create, if you ask me a question, can I use row store tables in creating HANA modeling objects like attribute view, analytical view, calculation view? No. Okay. Say, for example, I have tables and so EMP row, is it a row table, boss? Yes. So let me create a view, some name, and insert table, 6 cubics, EMP row. So can I bring this table into view? It's a row store table. Am I able to use it into my view? Database view is fine. Okay. But when I go to the HANA modeling content, where you basically create attribute view or analytical HANA modeling objects, HANA information models, they use different terminology. They use HANA information models, HANA modeling content, HANA views. Okay. We cannot use. For example, I create some attribute. I'll come to this later, but it's all important question. If I use what EMP row, వేరే టేబుల్ చూపిస్తుంది, but when I try to put EMP row, no. So I can use row store table when I'm creating database view is fine, but we cannot use row store tables in building HANA in native models. So HANA information models like attribute view, analytical view, calculation view, no. Very, very important. At max how many tables can be? I am not reached to the maximum extent. I'm really have no idea on how many max, but there will be some, might be, I don't know. I'll check that tomorrow if there is any limitation, but I don't know whether there's any limitation, but it will allow you to use. But only thing is the performance wise, it might break down sometime to some extent, after some extent. Yeah. In database view, yes. See, once I say you can use row store tables, you can always join one row store table to column store table. Like in database view, it's fine, but not in the HANA models. I don't know the limitation, but if you want, I can let you know tomorrow. Sir, I'm asking view on combination of, yeah, possible. You can take one row store table, one column store table, join them. Yes, no issues. Where in database view, okay. Fine, next one. That's about creating view either with UI or with SQL. Next, synonyms. Synonyms are like Synonyms are like, you can understand like alias name on a table or a shortcut onto the table. So now in the SQL I was using T1. T1 is what? Like alias name. So I can always refer to the table as T1 or with the exact table name also. So synonym is also like a shortcut to the table or a different alias name for a table. Now for example, say I have some table which says what? EMP with data, and there is some data in this table. Okay. But for some programming or for some modeling, you said you wanted to refer this table with EMP, not EMP with the data. They didn't want to refer this table with um, EMP with the data. Okay. So I wanted to have it with refer with the name as what? EMP. Then what I can do, I can create a synonym for this. But for synonym, you cannot create with UI, bro. Right? Use synonym another layer. You should write SQL. Simple as them. You say like go. Only SQL mode you can say what. Create angel. Just create synonym. Need create table at the table. Create view at the view. Synonym spelling SYNON. Create synonym. Next what? Create, after you said create view, give the view name. After you said create table, give the table name. After create synonym, what should I do? Synonym name. Ante 6 cubics dot. What is the name you wanted as? I wanted the synonym to be referred as EMP. And this, when I refer to the data of synonym EMP, should be showing me data of which table? EMP with the data. I'll say for and then create synonym so and so for this table. So I'm trying to create a synonym EMP which is referring to this table. So EMP synonym is like a shortcut to my main table, or it's an alias name for my table. Yeah. As at a subselect. That is at the runtime of select you write. Exist అవుతుంది. Now once that is done, if I go to synonyms folder, you see like a shortcut symbol, a table like a shortcut. Now e table right click data చూడమన్నా it is showing data of what? Main EMP with the data. But now I can start, instead of referring saying select star from EMP data, can I say select star from what? I'll be just leveraging as if it is a normal table, but this interval will refer to a different table form. Okay, boss? Yeah. This is one kind of creating synonym. Now, where is this synonym created? In which schema, boss? 6 cubics. When this happens, this synonym, which is EMP, which is under 6 cubics, can be accessed by only our users who has got access to this schema 6 cubics. You created a synonym saying EMP under which schema was 6 cubics. So this can be accessed only by the users who have got access to the schema 6 cubics only. Okay, boss? But now I would like to create a synonym which can be accessed by every user whether he's got access to the schema or not. I want to create a synonym which can be accessed by any user who is able to log into HANA, whether irrespective whether they've got access to 6 cubics or not, they should be able to access that synonym or the view. Okay. Then we go with something called public synonyms. I just copy this. Say use a keyword create public. Okay, and don't specify the schema name where it wanted to be created. You will just say public underscore EMP. Just the two changes. Just use a keyword create public synonym, and the name of, and when it's creating a public synonym, you're not creating it under any view, so any schema. So schema name doesn't go there. So create public synonym for what table you want, and then get it created. Okay, then created. Now this is where here, look at this now. You see under catalog folder, you see subfolder like public synonyms. This will be accessed by any user who is able to log into HANA bus. He need not have access to any of the schemas also. From here, let me filter and see what is it. Public underscore EMP. Na? If I get in, this is like synonym. Now open content. So now can this be accessed by any user who is able to log in, even though it doesn't have access to schema 6 cubics? That is like a public synonym. The question is, why should I create? No question is why do you want to create a table with EMP with the data, then create a synonym with EMP? Why don't you create a table itself with the name EMP? Ante the question. Table pair EMP with the data petti, malli creating a synonym with the name as EMP and referring to that. Why don't you create a table itself with EMP? That's the question. So if you can answer this, then we get the exact requirement when to go for synonyms. And one more point, one second, go to. Now once the synonym is created, I can open the definition, I can see the input UI confusion. Synonym is EMP under this schema for which referring to which table? You can see with it, but you cannot create, but you can see the definition in this way. What is it? Correct. Now question name, see, you have created a table with the name what? EMP with the data. Then you are creating a synonym saying EMP, which is referring to the table EMP with the data. Why don't you create a table itself with the name EMP? Why do you want to go with, give a different name again? Yeah. It's same, right? I'm going with normal synonym and schema. Now, my question is straightforward. You created a table with what? EMP with the data. Then you're creating a synonym saying EMP, and then that has been accessed by everyone. Instead of creating a synonym and giving, why don't you create a table with the same name as EMP? That's the question. If there's already a table existing with EMP, then when I use EMP, then the system will not get confused whether the table or this, right? The can't general look at the scenario. You know about currency conversion? Do you know what is currency conversion? You convert values from one currency to another currencies, right? Generally, if I need to do currency conversion, do we need to have lots of information about currency codes which is supported, exchange rates, factors? You need to know about all this information. So if you look at SAP systems like BW or ECC, what are the tables for currency conversion? There are certain tables which maintains information about currency conversion, like say TCUR will have all the information about exchange rates. TCUR-F, which will maintain information about factors. TCUR-C will have all the currency codes. But there are some standard tables relevant for currency conversion. Now, when in the BW system, when I said do currency conversion, system automatically will search for the tables with the name TCUR, TCUR-C, TCUR-F, TCUR-X, get the necessary details, and then performs currency conversion for you. Right? Even in SAP HANA, if when you perform currency conversion, it does try to look out for tables with the naming as TCUR, TCUR-C, TCUR-F, TCUR-X only, all this. The programming in the system is already built in such a way that for currency conversion is built in such a way that they always try to look out for exchange rates or currency codes from this table with the naming as what? TCUR, TCUR-C, TCUR-X, TCUR-F only. Okay. Now what happens? My exchange, let's say I need to bring exchange rates from an Oracle database. Let's say in Oracle database, my exchange rates are maintained as exchange_rates for currencies. That's my table name. I replicate this table from Oracle database to HANA bus. So what will be table name in HANA? Exchange_rates_currencies and pairs. But when I start performing currency conversion in HANA, it says I'm not able to find a table with the name TCUR or TCUR-C or TCUR-F under me. Yes, sir. Then what I'll do in HANA, I'll create a synonym saying TCUR for exchange_rates_currencies. The table which is replicated from Oracle, which is exchange_rates_currencies, is nothing but TCUR and Jappal. So then I'll create a synonym saying TCUR is nothing. I'll create synonym TCUR for this table exchange_rates_currencies and just. Did you get this? That's, look at this name, Atle. Just, I will remove this. I have a schema called SAP HANA underscore demo, which I'll be using for all those logics, but I have lots of tables here. See, I have table. What is table name? Tcars and SAP table name in the SAP dot HANA dot demo content dot EPM dot data dot colon EPM dot conversions dot tcars is the name of the table. But when my OLAP engine runs in for currency conversions or calculus engine runs in for currency conversions, they try to look out for a table called what? Table with the naming as tcars or tcarf or tcarx. So what I am trying to do to solve this problem, what I've done, look at this. I've created synonym like saying tcars is a synonym representing sap.hana.demo.so and so table. tcarf is a table which is representing so and so table. So now when my engine searches for the table, it is able to find the synonyms and it will access from it. And when you try to see the content of synonym, you're actually getting the content of the main table only. So this is the kind of scenarios you would think about using synonyms. Clear? Okay. Because you have a table with a different naming, but my programming or application is built in such a way they need tables in a specific naming. Then instead of dropping the table and recreating the table again, I can solve this issue by using what? Synonyms. General, that is one kind of business case where synonyms might be really required. ఎందుకంటే the application programming or scripting in the back end of HANA is already built in such a way it would do currency conversion only from these tables, only from the tables with this naming. But when you bring those data from a different system, the tables could be of different name. So in order to alias those tables, I can use what? Synonyms concept. Can we use the public for tables as well? Do we have different types of views? No, there's no different types of database views. There's only one database view. Can we use the public for table as well? What does it mean? Can we create public synonym? Yes, we create public synonym. Then will it take space? No, synonym it's a shortcut. So there's no, it is again what? Virtual object, no space allocated. When HANA was not understood initially and how it understand the table after we create. Because it treats the synonym itself as a table. Because synonym is actually the metadata of your HANA database and it understands that as a table. And when it tries to see the content, it is actually getting the content of the main table. Because it is able to understand, because it is able to find the table with naming as what? tcarf, which is leveraged in the application programming. So, and when it try to access data from this one, it is actually referring data from what? Main table. When system can't understand this naming, how it can understand this is saying, because it is already pre-built programming is written in such a way, it always reads from the standard tables of tcar, tcarc. But the tables what are replicated are of different naming. So I'm actually renaming those tables, or I'm providing a shortcut or alias name for those tables. Internally it is referring the same table, right? Yes. From when I say synonym, they don't have any data physically present. When I try to see the data for a synonym, it is actually referring to the table, data of the main table itself in the backend. Okay, boss. In this one, will access be given to HANA based tables in real time, or they will provide access only to synonym, just like in, even if I give access to synonym, you'll not be able to access the data until unless you have access to that table also. Okay. While creating a table, can we use public statement? No, only for, we can use global, temporal, local. There's no public statement for table. Next, indexes. What is the purpose of indexes on a table? Performance. The logic here is, when you Normally, when you deal with some above statements, when you write a select statement on bseg table, which is really, really huge, and when you have a where clause on a non-primary key column, does it go down? Generally, when you write select statement, hit a table, which is really huge, and when you write a where clause or a non-primary key column, at a non-primary column is where clause, but obviously chana slow ఉంటుంది select statement. Yeah. So then what happens? You basically go to SC11 and you create a secondary index on the table. You generally create a secondary index on the table, right? So same way, you can also create indexes on a table in HANA also. But what I want to in a column store table, each column itself is referred as an index. In a column store table, each column itself is referred as an index. Even then, you still have not satisfied the performance, then you can go about building indexes. Okay, boss? Because in a column store, will each column acts like an index itself, boss? If you still want to improve performance, then you can go with indexing. Now, when it goes to indexing, it can create either these two boss, B tree or CPB tree. That's BW. Ikkada CPB tree. Yeah. We'll come to that, but look at this now. It uses what? B tree and what? CBP tree. Actually, B tree, you know about binary tree bus. You'll have parent with actually B tree index ante illa untundi. Like you understand this like a node, understand this like a node, understand this like a node. It'll nodes పోతా ఉంటాయి. Yeah, this is like parent, okay, and this is your right child and what? Left child. Again, this becomes a parent, and this will have what? Right child and what? Left child. Atla malli idi parent, right child, left. Again, and again, if this becomes parent, again every parent will have two children. One is right child and left child, and right child is always greater than the parent, and left child is less than the parent. Let's say I would like to have 3, 4, 7 values like this. I would like to organize it. I would say put 4 here, and then I would put 6, 5, and then 7. I would say 2 and 1. These are the, if I say have the 7 values and store in a B tree format, it would organize those numbers in this way. Now let's say you're trying to, in the linear fashion, let's say now you're trying to search for number 7. After how many combinations or how many searches will you be successful? If you go in a linear fashion, 1, 2, for 6 trial outs, you're not satisfied. On the 7th check, you get your number. Means you on the 7th iteration of checking, you get your number. But if it is binary tree, then what? First you will check here. 4 doesn't satisfy. Is your 7 greater than 4 or less than 4? Greater than 4. Obviously get to the right side. Means with one comparison, are you nearing to the half of probability to the number? Once you say 7 is greater than 4, you're getting into the right part. So complete left part is ignored. Yeah. Again, when you get to this one, again you will say, is my 6 equal to 7? No. So if it doesn't satisfy, then you say 7 is greater or lesser? Greater. Then straight away go to. And comparison key, you're reducing half of the probability nearing to the number. So in this, how many iterations are we comparing to get your number? 3. 3. 1, 2, 3 దగ్గరకు వచ్చినాం. Right? So when the values are really huge, by using B tree, you can basically improve the performance of searching. Binary search. Okay. And if you have the data stored in B tree index, you can perform your binary search here. And this will be linear search. This is forget about. This is clear, okay? Okay. Next, you have what? What is this? CPB tree bus. Okay, prefix. Yeah, prefix tree. Now, when I say prefix tree, Let me show you this. Uh, ah, let's say I give you these two values and ask you to tell me whether these two are different or same. How it is it different? మొత్తం చూసి డిఫరెంట్ అని చెప్పినా ఫస్ట్ మూడు చూసి డిఫరెంట్ అని చెప్తాను. ఫస్ట్ మూడు చూసి చాలు కదా బాస్, అది సిబిపి ట్రీ అంటే. ఓన్లీ ప్రిఫిక్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ బీన్ డిఫరెన్షియేటింగ్ విల్ బి మెయింటైన్ టు డిఫరెన్షియేట్ దోస్ నంబర్స్. ఇట్ డజంట్ మెయింటైన్ ద కంప్లీట్ బిగ్ స్ట్రింగ్ టు మెయింటైన్ దట్ డిఫరెన్స్. దట్ ఈస్ ప్రిఫిక్స్ పీ ట్రీ. ఇట్ డస్ ఓన్లీ మెయింటైన్ దోస్ ప్రిఫిక్సెస్. ఈవెన్ మనం మాన్యువల్ కూడా మనం చేస్తాం కదా, అట్లా పెద్ద నెంబర్ ఉన్నాడు ఓన్లీ కొద్ది కంపేర్ చేస్తే డిఫరెంట్ కదా చెక్ చేసుకుంటాం. అట్లా మొత్తం కంపేర్ చేయకుండా ఓన్లీ పార్షియల్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, ప్రిఫిక్స్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ చెక్డ్ టు సీ వెదర్ దే ఆర్ సేమ్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్. దట్ ఈస్ సిపిబి ట్రీ. ఓకే, ప్రిఫిక్స్. Now look at this. The create, we basically this is normal. How do you say create table, create view, create synonym? We'll also have create index statement to create an index on it. When the column data type are character strings or binary strings, varchar or decimal types, or when the constraint is composite key or non-unique constraint, the default index is what? CBB tree. So when it is varchar string data type, when you have very big strings, and by default it does build which index was CBB tree. In other cases, B tree will be used. If like normal integer or if you have those kind of fields, then it uses what? B tree. If it is string data types, binary varchar, n varchar, text, short text, for those kind of data types, it will go with what? CPB tree index is a default. If neither is keyword is specified, then HANA database will choose appropriate index date. If you don't specify what type of index you want, system will be deciding based on this. E data type says it goes with what? CBP tree. And in other case, it goes with B tree autumn. But when you are creating index, you can explicitly say what index you want. B tree kavalna, CBP tree kavalna, you can specify all this. If you just say create index, it can either create B tree or CPB tree depending on the criteria, depending on the data type of the column. Varchar string data type with the CBB tree, integer is the B tree. Apart from this, even while creating index on a string column, we can still control it to be B tree also by explicitly specifying that keyword. And once the indexes are created, there are some standard tables. I told you we'll have schema called sys, which will maintain the entire metadata bus. ఆ ఇండెక్స్ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్న ఈ టేబుల్స్ ఉంటాయి. రెడీమేడ్ ఇండెక్సెస్ అని ఒక టేబుల్ ఉంది, ఇండెక్స్ అండర్ స్కోర్ కాలమ్స్ అని ఒక టేబుల్ ఉంది, విచ్ హ్యావ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ metadata of this indexes into those tables. Okay, and I'll show you how do we create this index. Very simple. And you can also create index with UI as well as with SQL also. Okay. So I've got a column called some EMP ID and EMP name, and I'm just creating this table. And what is this table? EMP sim. This is my table. Okay. And you see a tab called index, and this is where you get to see indexes of a table. Now I'm saying this is a statement. Create index. Okay. And name of the index saying my simple index on which column of a table? On 6 keywords employee index. And what is the column name? Employee name. I am trying to create a secondary index on EMP name column. But did I specify here what type of index is it? And since this data type is varchar, it is going to create what? CPB tree. If you don't specify anything, if you just create index, system will define what type of index to be created based on the data type of those columns. And then select this and say execute. I can see it here. You can see there's an index. What is it? My simple index, which is created on which column was EMP name. Is it unique or non-unique? What in SC level? This is how you create index. Right? And like this, you can create index with SQL. And next, I'm just creating one more table in PIND. Now I want explicit control saying what are the index I'm creating on EMP name. It has to be what? CPB tree, I can say, and I want it to be unique indexes also. Unique content, it will be unique only when unique values are maintained, and non-unique content, duplicate values are also allowed. So I'll say create unique index or not. Unique, if you specify keyword unique, it is unique. If you don't specify, it is non-unique. And what type of index you want, I want explicit specifying, I want index type is what? CPB tree index on this, where index name is so and so on this column. Compressed prefix binary tree. And then again, you can just use only unique also, which says what? Here I'm not specifying any, again what? Index type. I can just say create unique again. And what is EMP index? If you see the definition of this table, indexes, you see the checkbox selected because you said what? Unique. I'll show you how do we create index on the UI front. EMP simple IND UI. This is my table. Let's say this is my table, and I would like to create index on this column EMP name. So I'll go to indexes tab. Let me just say edit first, and then okay. Go to the index tab and say add. What is my index name you want? Red test IND. What is index type? There's full text. There's index type called full text index. We'll come back to this later when you deal with sentiment analysis of processing of unstructured data. We deal with like normal indexing. You say what? Index, and here you just specify the column selection below. So if you want unique, then you'll say what? Select this. If you don't want unique, you'll deselect this. And on which column you want the index to be built on? EMP. This is with UI, and what you saw that there was then enable. Okay. Set and so output. And like this, see it executes create column table, and then it also executes statement what? Create unique index, because we selected the checkbox unique. So like this, you can create unique or non-unique, but while creating, you cannot control in the UI, you cannot control whether it should be B tree or CPB tree. Based on the data types, that will decide whether it is CPB tree or B tree. And if you want to see those index details, then the standard table like indexes here, there you can see what index has been created. You can see that. If I go to this, this is a sys schema where I'll have all system views. If you go to, you'll have schema name, table name, and this, and what is it? Where? What 6 cubics and EMP simple IND. EMP, yes, IMPLD, IND. So this is a schema, this is a table, and this is the index name, index columns. Index underscore spelling COLUMNS. Here you can see this is my index and index ID, and then when you go to this, there's another table called RS indexes, which can tell you whether it is CBP tree or binary tree, all this. Key type, index name, table name, and then you can, there will be some indicators which tells you key, it says unique kada, then same way you will see leaf value index. So there will be some column which indicates whether it is B tree or it is CBP tree. So I'll let you know exactly the table and column name tomorrow, but there will be some system table which maintains that type of indexes. So if you're creating, while creating, if you can explicitly specify what type of index you want. If you don't specify, system will determine the type of index for it. Generally, we don't really prefer so much of indexing because index will again occupy extra space on the database. And as it is in the column store, each column itself is acting like an index form. Very rare we use indexes. Okay. So this is it for today. We'll stop it here on the indexes. So you can I'm just running through, you can refer to the note. And tomorrow you will not have class, you will have class on Sunday again. Okay, fine. Does Anand add advanced? We cannot really know. This is all maintained by the system in the. We can only know theoretically how binary tree looks like, but we cannot really see the tree in the back end of us. Okay. Then does HANA admin give you? But see, if you know HANA admin, HANA installation, HANA security, everything is always advantage. But you can't expect one person to do in and out. Eh? Please share. I'm sharing records. How many indexes can we create on one table? There is a limit. I know. See, for all these limitations, I think I gave you one PDF file, right? I gave you one PDF file. In this PDF, if you go to this link, restrictions on SQL statements, you'll find all the limitations: database size, number of sessions. You said indexes, right? Number of columns in a table is 1000. Maximum number of columns in a table is 1000. Maximum number of columns in a view is 1000. Number of partitions on a table is 1000. Number of rows in each is 2 terabyte size. Number of indexes on each table 1023 was. So you said you wanted to know maximum number of indexes. Then this is how it is. 1023 indexes can be created. You have missed out. The people who missed out last classes, I'm just in contact Sai so that he can send you those videos. We know HANA is much faster in performance. Do we still need to create additional? That's what That's what it is. ANA is far, because in a column store table, each column itself will act like an index for you. So we really don't focus on, because if you create index, it is going to occupy more space again, extra doubling the space. Not really preferred in the column store tables. And someone asked me max number of tables in a view, right? Length of a statement. Length of SQL statement is 2 GB. And there's a ready-made system table called m_system limits, which will give you all the limitations, max what is allowed. If it's not given something like max number of tables you can use in a view, then it means I don't see a limit 9 or then. Okay. Sunday it will be same time. We'll start at 7. Okay, fine. Thanks.